Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Right now recording from the very beautiful and rainy Amsterdam. It feels good to breathe this air in again, though it feels so fresh to me, even though it might not be that fresh. Having said that, today we have a couple of fun topics to talk about. We have to talk about XRP. But I also want to talk a little bit about Stellar, and I also have to discuss what happened to Polkadot, as the price right now is up 15%, one of the best performers in the top rankings. We got to discuss that. We have to discuss that. Now, for the first time in a little bit here, I'm going to talk about the XRP price. It's been a little while, but all I have to say about that one is things are looking quite good. And what I mean with that is that we are finally making higher highs again after a significant amount of time, and I'm enjoying it. I honestly am enjoying it very much so. And the fact that XRP was kind of a pioneer in that regard is also nice to see, even though Bitcoin, generally speaking, is outperforming XRP throughout this journey. Now, a couple of interesting facts, and that is mostly to do with the fact that we actually thought that XRP was doing amazing versus Bitcoin, because it was. All throughout June 22nd to about July 17th, so for about a month or so, XRP was looking to do really good versus Bitcoin until it broke out towards the downside. That was most of the time, and still is, when things start to kind of hit the shove a little bit heavy, so things start to fall quite tremendously. Often Bitcoin goes down lower than other cryptos, that like XRP and other altcoins, and so that's when XRP to BTC loses some of its dominance. Now, when things start to gain again as well, you can see that Bitcoin was actually one of the, you can say, pioneers. I mean, all of them were actually gaining at right the same time. They were basically at some different levels though in different times, because XRP at a couple of these days actually looked to be the biggest gainer. Yet if you look at the XRP to BTC, it's not completely true, except for days right here, like the 28th and the 29th of July. And that is also mostly what we're basing this theory on, because a lot of people said, oh, no, it's all Bitcoin, it's all Bitcoin. Well, yes, but no. And that the reason I'm saying that is because on these specific dates, XRP gained so much that you can't attribute it all to Bitcoin, in the same way that right now Polkadot's rise of 14% when Bitcoin is going down 1%, you can't attribute that to market. You can't attribute that to just Bitcoin and just normal volatility / fluctuations. You just can't. If it's about 1 to 2% of a fluctuation from, okay, I'm going to give it to you. You know, that's normal. That's completely normal. But if it's a 20 or 15% increase in XRP to BTC, so XRP relative to Bitcoin is going up 15%, you know there's some external force right there, right? And that's also why I've been addressing, for example, the manipulation in XRP that came together with our speculation of the settlement and William Himmel deposition and whatnot, because if you look at the hourly chart, it still to me looks as if it's just pure manipulation within there. Now, moving on, because I don't want to talk about the price the whole freaking day, make sure you check out Bybit. A link is down below. It could be that the $1,000 bonus is already finished. It could be. You have till about 10 a.m. UTC. No, so you still have a couple more hours. Make sure you check it out right freaking now. It is worth it, because once more, this is exactly how it works, right? It just has to do with a deposit of a certain amount of money. You might say, Dusty, this is way too much money for me to deposit. Completely fine. Don't do it. It's about the fact that it's money given to you for free if you deposit something. Now, make sure you understand, any exchange, of course, has a risk. If you deposit money on there, it's not your keys, right? But that's the same thing with Binance, same thing for any exchange. There's a benefit to it now, though, for keeping some money on exchange. And once more, just read into it, check it out for yourself. Don't do anything too hastily, but make sure you check it out, though, because very often these things are very much worth it. So, yeah. The Variable Bull posted on Twitter, XRP is solving a massive issue, and that's why Rosie, Rios, former US Treasurer, joined Ripple's board of directors. We lead from the front and governments will follow the innovation. And there's a little video from Chainsaw Jackson, whom posted, new Rosie Rios interview, Ripple XRP Part 1, Evolution of Money. And it's a little video here, episode 36, Rosie Rios, Unicorn Hunters, that's her bio, Barbara Bickham, on the board of Ripple. And you know what it kind of comes down to is well, this is a female little conversation, female Feezy Lab. It kind of comes down to, she joined Ripple, the train has left the station, all the quotes she's made, all the situations that have been going on surrounding her. It basically comes down to, she joined most likely because of the impact that Ripple's about to have on this world and the payment realm. Obviously, Rosie Rios is one of the treasurers of the United States. I believe the 43rd. There we go. Yeah, the 43rd treasurer of the United States. She knows money and she knows currencies. And so her joining was, first of all, a very strategic step for Ripple. To have that person on your board, it really asked for the judge, like the legitimacy, I would say. Like, hey, we have a treasurer on our board. We know about currencies, all right, my guy? But also for a different part, she, of course, wanted to be on there because if they're the pioneers of this newer technology in the payment realm, and her thing, her kink, I don't know what you want to call it, are currencies, well, yeah, then this is definitely something for her, right? At least that's what I would kind of say. Now, once more, guys, we've been talking about death crosses and golden crosses so freaking often over the last couple of weeks here. It's because it really is an important subject to talk about because people like to talk about it. Now, I just quickly pointed out in a previous video about Bitcoin, and I'm going to quickly say it again, there could really be a cross here rather quickly because we saw the death cross happen right here. No, let's quickly check it out here. The death cross happened right here. So 16th of July. If we just have a couple more days of bullishness, though, it can actually overtake it again and become a golden cross. It's actually not too far away, funny enough. I might make another video about this if we get even closer to it, but trust me when I say that a golden cross is not too far around the corner. And this again shows a lot of people that a death cross does not always represent a huge decrease in the short term or long term. It's not always that way. Then former Ripple partner MoneyGram boasts a 33% digital growth in the second quarter. Now that is rather interesting to me. Why is that going on? That is rather interesting. MoneyGram remittance giant has posted a 33% growth of all money transactions in Q2 this year, earning almost $330 million. And now, at first I thought, why? What? But it's actually not that difficult to kind of assume. I wouldn't say it has anything to do with the Stellar partnership because that's not basically what they're referring to this number for. I would say it, of course, has to do with the worldly situation, right? I mean, things are drastically changing. People need to always send money across the world. And, well, obviously, that changes a little bit. A lot of people right now working on that in comparison to before. You know, it's increasing piece by piece. And so, obviously, their numbers are going to increase too. I mean, that's all. That's just logical. That's just completely logical. On the same boat, though, Stellar is indeed potentially going to get themselves a stake in MoneyGram now after Ripple has lost it. One other thing I saw about Stellar just now that people are kind of talking about, IBM signs 6 banks to issue stable coins and use Stellar's XLM cryptocurrency. Pretty big deal, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if this is old news or not. I would be able to look it up, but I actually kind of forgot to do that. Yet, I've kind of forgotten all the way about IBM and Stellar and the connection right there. It's actually really interesting. And here's Shahila from last month who said, here is why I believe in XLM. There's USDC, they're working with Visa, working with MasterCard, working out potentially with MoneyGram. Acon City is pretty happy with the entire situation. IBM working with them and a couple of others that I didn't even know too much about that were working with them, I guess. Here's a couple more. And yeah. Soon, you'll add the digital US dollar and it will go right to the top because Stellar is a pretty interesting platform from stablecoins or for stablecoins. And so potentially CBDC hosted on there too. I think that would be kind of interesting to see that dynamic between Ripple's new private layer and Stellar actually used for some of the CBDC. Yet, I wouldn't exactly know how that is supposed to work just quite yet. I would have to do some research into it, then get back to you guys as it's a strange situation. How could CBDC... No, let me just not comment on that, guys. I do not want to give you info if I'm not 100% sure that I'm in the right direction. And I just do not have enough knowledge about XLM and the CBDC to inform you guys. And so I'm just going to honestly come out and say I do not know how that should work. And I will not say anything. It's interesting, though, to see the partnerships or supposed partnerships, as I cannot confirm them, of XLM. And, well, we all know it's a pretty big crypto. Yeah, that's true. And we all know that even David Swartz, the co-founder and co-creator of XRP Ledger, also holds some XLM. And so it's not all competition. It's not all bad. And even if it's competition, why wouldn't you hold both, right? It's the same thing for example, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. If you really don't know which one is better, why wouldn't you hold just both to make sure you win regardless of what happens? Why would you pick one? Val Jester Locke posted, what do people actually think this new financial system will look like? Uncharted waters. David Swartz himself said, it needs to be immensely high. Also stable. Everything is and will be digital. High the price, high the efficiency. The time isn't post-collapse. So, quote, it can't be dirt cheap. That doesn't make any sense. If XRP costs $1, they need a million XRP, which cost $1 million. If XRP costs $1 million, they need one XRP, which would again cost $1 million. Except that higher prices make payments cheaper. Right now, you can buy $1 million house with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin were $300, it would move the market so much and be too expensive to be practical. So higher prices make payments cheaper. 50-50, as obviously this is not completely correct. The fee is, for example, 11 drops that you could potentially do for an XRP transaction, for example. The price of that fee goes up tremendously, the base fee, right? The lowest that you can do, the higher that the XRP price is. For example, if XRP were to be $1 billion per coin, the base fee would actually be ridiculously expensive already too, in comparison to the fraction of a cent that it is right now. So from that perspective, no. Then again, if we're talking about the volatility and the amount of money that it will move in the market, then yes, that's true. But that's pretty interesting to see from the CTO of Ripple. And it's a quote from a long time ago, but it keeps popping itself back up. It's from about almost 4 years ago now already. Things are moving so fast, guys. We've already done... I think this might be my 4-year anniversary, by the way, on YouTube here. Not on YouTube itself. I've been here for 11 years now already. Time flies on that as well. But for the crypto part, I think we've actually done 4 years in 1 month, or maybe 2 months now already. Maybe it's 4 years and 4 months. I'm not exactly sure anymore, but it's been at least 4 years now. How crazy, how bizarre. 4 years of YouTube crypto stuff. Again, guys, we are one of the OG crypto YouTubers. You might say, most of the people you watch right now were here after we got on. It's pretty funny to me. All right, let's quickly see. I was talking earlier in my Bitcoin video about the tax situation. It's a rather interesting one. One thing I forgot to mention in my Bitcoin video of today was that Saudi Aramco, world's third largest company, reportedly plans to start mining Bitcoin, which is actually a major headline, but I shall be talking about this on my 5-minute crypto channel. So if you want an overview of this, make sure you subscribe to that channel too, as it is really worth it, and you'll see the full story. All right. XRP, FX revenues, Binance, money laundering, Bitcoin whales, editor's pick. It's actually pretty funny to me how every single time there's a weekly digest or something like that, we've covered every single part of it except for the ones that are not relevant, like this right here, because, well, we're pretty quick with all the crypto news that you need to know about. I mean, we're always there pretty quickly whenever some stuff comes out, and I like it. I like it. If you guys actually subscribe to my channel, you'd know that even though we focus on XRP, the majority of crypto news has been given to you. It's hard to miss any news if you're subscribed to the channel here and watching the updates. It's really, really hard to miss stuff. Having said that, to kind of talk about DOT here, guys, you know I do my research yet. Have I been able to find anything out about DOT? Well, no. There's actually been quite a lot of DOT-related articles here. I'm just quickly checking on my phone here once more to see if anything came out. There's actually a ton of different articles about DOT, but I've been only seeing some people speculate that the Ethereum, or some of the Ethereum speeches have made it happen, yet nobody, absolutely nobody, is commenting on what could have actually caused the increase right now. Literally nobody. So let's see here. There was on Bitcoin.com. Let me quickly check that one again. 2 days ago, there was an article which reads, Polkadot, Vitalik's nightmare or a blockchain dream come true. That was the, I guess, trendy article because it got 18,000 views. Yet, once more, that's 2 days ago. So what happened now? I checked Twitter. I checked everything. Let me just quickly type it in again on my phone just to make sure I got whatever I can. So Polkadot, I'm going to type it in. If you guys know exactly what happened right here, let me know. I just wanted to quickly tell you guys the price was going so amazing, and it might be that this is another one of those XRP type of moments where it's just basically some manipulation that's taken up the price a lot upwards relative to Bitcoin. But DOT is doing good. Relatively to where it was before, it's doing extremely bad because, I mean, $19 is not that juicy because, of course, we were at $50 before. Yet then again, I still hold my DOT. I'll still hold it for the longest term, and I don't really mind everything right now going down a little bit and not being that high. Just like as I said before, holding through the entire journey, there's nothing I really can attribute to this gain. So I'm just assuming it's either manipulation or people just noticing there was a clear value, like for example, $17.50 or something like that, and people just kind of blazing through it. Maybe because this is a zone of interest right here. We can actually kind of grab that one right now. Here's a little bit of a zone of interest, as you can most likely already see. And maybe since we were touching that people just start to kind of blaze through it as well. There are so many different explanations, but none of them actually make 100% worth of sense. That was it for today's video, though. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I talked pretty quickly throughout this one. Let me know if you like this or more of the controlled and slower approach. Sometimes I think, no, I need to get this news to you guys as fast as possible. Sometimes I'm thinking, no, I need to make it as clear as possible. Let me know down below, fast or clearer, or is this good?